Once again, the game has not started, so we're at a bit of a streak today with the games taking their time. Players, of course, 2 games left, taking bigger breaks, going to the bathroom, getting some water, staying hydrated, and not swearing on air, apparently.
No oopsies this time, Panda.
No oopsies. We're back into concentration mode.
All right, let's get into this game here.
As long as there's not 2 summoning stones and 4 primordials, I'll be good.
That's Panda's trigger. That gets to him.
It's PTSD at night.
All right. So let's get into another game now.
Never seen this screen before, the round 1. It's always just we're in the action. Well, action. Round 1 is pretty boring in comparison to the purple boys winning rounds by themselves in the late game.
Yeah, Panda, tell me more about how you feel. No. Let it all out, Panda. How do you feel about the purple boys?
I don't know, but some of these players that lost to them, I don't think they're feeling very good. Of course, this is a reset. We're at game 9, reaching the end of the tournament. Of course, snofe and Cmel, pretty high up there, but there's prize money to be won at all stages of this top 8. And none of these players can say, I'm not going to win. I'm going to throw the towel. WePlay added some extra money to reward every player in the top 8. So every position counts. Every player will be going home with some amount of money, of course. Quick mention for the fans of snofe, which I think will be many due to his amazing gameplay in this tournament. If he gets first and probably second, because $4,000 is also a lot of money, he will buy a streaming setup and start streaming, maybe in Russian though, so silver lining there for the Russians.
And he's now snofe, of course.
Changed his name.
That's his new name. That's his new look. He's officially snofe.
Adopted the meme, embraced it, instead of, feeling he was getting ridiculed, because second place is still pretty good. He has now changed his name, rebranded, maybe in time for his streaming project.
Yep, and he's got this early axe. This is what you love to see in new school Brawnies. I think he might take this into the Hunter build.
Yeah, we saw it with Cmel last game, winning with the Brawnies, so why not just do it yourself? And, of course, snofe played it yesterday, had great results, so he knows the build. He knows when to reroll, when to level, how to pivot into it, what units to play, get that disruptor at the end to double everything up, and he has a good start, so why not go for it?
Yeah, we see 2 major variants, right? There's the warrior variant and there's the hunter variant, right? We see snofe having tended to prefer the hunter variant. I think that's more likely than not what we'll see from him here.
Of course, could depend on what you're facing. If you're facing a lot of mages, a lot of magical damage, throwing that Slardar, throwing that Tide Hunter, go for that beefy frontline instead. If not, you can maybe go for more DPS with hunters. Depends on what you see as well.
And what you get, see Chow Knives over here on the Ogroid. It's going to be a pretty good starting unit there. Panda, do you get a big-time contract online?
I'm gonna pass on that one. Ogre Magi, he belongs in the trash to the left. And then you can play actual units, like Tiny, for example. A great unit.
Tiny's a very good unit.
Toss. Last game we saw great coordination between 2 Tinies. The alley-oop plays. We see a double Fall from Grace. Heartless already acquired for Cmel between...
Quadruple Fall from Grace.
Between Pudge and Bloodseeker. Not the normal Heartless alliance you normally get to see. Very rare.
I definitely do dig it, though. The completed Bloodseeker and Batrider on the same turn.
Now, Batrider
just took off.
Great early DPS. You can go into Knights with Fall from Grace as well. Great build to go for. But Bloodseeker, going to last till about round 12 maybe, being relevant. And then also in the trash with the Ogre Magi's, opening the space for the Knights to come in.
But with Fall from Grace, Bloodseeker might last until like round 14.
Very true. Very true. Until that Necrophos comes in and takes his place.
But he don't last long. However, until then, he's extremely dominant. You can almost just solo boards with this absolute
Here he goes. Kills the banana. Ooh, Pudge steals that kill away from him. Not very happy with that, but still, everyone healthy. All 3 units do survive, and that damage does tick in to Usach's board. 5 damage to start off.
Let's go ahead and check out snofe's board. He does, I think, need pretty badly a second brawny dude to pair off with here.
Has the early Treant, though. Used to be kind of meta to always play Treant. He was very, very strong. Now a bit weaker, but still very good. His heals, out-sustaining damage in the early game, where the damage numbers just aren't that high on these 1-star units, without many alliance bonuses as well.
Single brawny pair will make this board work as a 4-unit board. Nature's Prophet's a solid upgrade path.
Anti-mage as well, maybe looking for some elusive instead of brawny. Wanted to go brawny, finds the Treant, the Nature's Prophet, and the Anti-mage instead. Could say, all right, got the puck there as well. Nature's Prophet upgrade soon to be in my... Oh, doesn't buy the puck. All right. I see how it is.
He does have very flexible options. Just go ahead and check out everyone's board. 4HE's board over here on this side. Looks like he could be in some kind of like primordial path. He's really keeping his options open. He hasn't really decided yet what he wants to do. And I think this new patch favors that. Because of the patch, you want to decide later than the other players what path to go.
Shadow Fiend wanted to ult there. Requiem of Souls. Tiny says, not today, my friend. Tosses the other unit, stuns everyone. And Tiny, we talked about it, MVP in the early game. Great unit, front lines. Okay damage, maybe slow attack speed, and also a great stun.
Oh, not just the early game. I mean, even in the late game, now that 3 stars are more abundant, Tiny 3-star, still a mass AoE stun.
We saw it Snofe in the last game. He was a frontline unit. He was also completing primordials, the Eidolons coming out from Tiny's body at the end there. Graphic image. And the Aegis also acquired very early on, so a bit of a life vest to hang on to when you're drowning.
See MeNoHaxor picking up big-time contract. One of the better items in this meta.
I'm going to pass on that.
At this
if only
point.
you could sell items. He would go right into the bin with Ogre Magi, just straight out the window.
Yes, I'm still holding out. There's still a chance. Right, Joseph's on the Savage path for once. Looks like players are playing, a little bit of musical chairs. Everyone's kind of like learned from the first couple of days that you need to broaden your range as a player, right? You can't just be forcing like 2 or 3 builds. You got to be forcing more like 4 to 6.
MeNoHaxor, 2-star Ogre Magi, so looking for an 8th place finish here from him. We're going to move on. Tiny there. Oh, toss from Tiny. Toss from Tiny number 2, the smaller Tiny. Going to toss there, the Bounty Hunter. Oh, toss again.
I think 4HE's board just has to be the better board here. There's just no way it's going to be losing. Especially with the Anti-Mage. Premium early unit just completely denying another unit's ability.
Tusk is not Walrus punched all day long. Waveform, stylish finish there from the Morphling. And easy win there from 4HE against Joseph's board.
Yep, and we see Cmel's early upgrades just continue to pay off, even picking up the 3rd Heartless in the form of Drow Ranger.
Talking about premium combinations, Chaos Knight and Bat Rider, 2 very good, just a great 2-unit combination. You have Frontline from Chaos Knight, Chaos Bolt, decent damage, and a bit of a stun as well. Bat Rider, just straight DPS.
Yep, and we see Cmel taking the now aggressive round 7 level 5. Man, I never thought I'd hear myself say a level 5 on round 7 was aggressive. As we can see, he's the only person in the lobby doing it, and this is just the new meta. He's protecting a streak, the other players are not. They are not hitting that level up button.
And of course, that's because we talked about it last game. You just have more incentive to lose now, or you don't feel as bad. There's a bit of a silver lining.
Less incentive to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bloodseeker goes in, first kill, gets tossed though, so maybe denied there for a bit, killing himself with the bleeding, but does find another kill there on Tiny. Going in on Anti-Mage. Will it be enough? It's close. Oh, not enough. But does enough damage for his team to clean up these Eidolons. Cmel not playing any games here against these purple boys.
We can see that that early level helps him out. I do think that if he's still on the streak on 9, we'll see him take the 2nd level up to 6.
And Cmel could find a very early 4 Heartless with the Bloodseeker and the Pudge and Drow Ranger combo.
Yep. See Snofe making the decision to actually get out of the Axe.
We talked about it. Early Axe, thinking about going Brawny. Of course, he has success with it, but doesn't find the follow-up and says, okay, let's time to pivot. He might pivot again. Who knows? Snofe is a very player that can adapt very easily, very cleanly to different comps. And we see a bit of an example here.
Yeah, we see Elusive being uncontested, and he's even probably looking at Cmel's board and being like, okay, this is the Streaker. The Streaker is on Knights. I have to be in something that's going to be decent against this most powerful board in the game.
We talked about 4 Heartless. Abaddon was found, completes 2 Knights, and completes 4 Heartless.
Oh, that's
something
gross.
You don't normally see in round 8. Very early, so you said it. Bloodseeker, okay early on, but with the Fall from Grace, with the human tag on Bloodseeker, he finds much more relevance and just a very cohesive board, although unusual.
Yep. I mean, it's just an extremely sick board over here by Cmel. Just the 5-unit board, not even on a 6th unit yet.
And the second Abaddon too, just everything seems to be falling in place for him. Of course, you can substitute that Bloodseeker for something like a Necrophos or a Dragon Knight later for the Heartless tag as well. So a lot of options going into the late game. Pudge, maybe 1-star, and no other warriors to support him can go out. And of course, Witch Doctor for that troll synergy. Levels to 6 very early as well.
It's pretty disgusting. I gotta say, it's really easy to look at this Heartless tag and be like, it's just 10 armor. 10's not a big number. How much could it possibly be? Well, 10 armor, depending on the starting armor of the units you're facing, is going to increase your physical damage by anywhere between 40% and 60%, which is nuts.
Talk about Shadow Fiend level 1, a squishy, kind of dangerous unit. We see it there. Killed before it could really ult and do enough to impact this board. And an easy win for Cmel.
Yeah, this board is just not going to be losing anytime soon. Let's go ahead and check out Usach's board over here on the Savage Road.
Missing that key power spike with the 4 Savages currently. Just running the Druids. Running the Bloodseeker as well.
Yeah, he's on pretty much the same path as Cmel. He found the early Fall from Grace and the early Bloodseeker too, pairing the humans together with Lycan, which is also his Savage unit. It's a very, very similar opening now. He's just looking to get to level 6, which he might take the aggressive level on 11 for and put in the 4th Savage. I would love to see Usach level to 6 exactly on level 11, or round 11. At that point, you got to basically be trying to protect your streak, and it's a really big power spike with the 4th Savage that you're probably going to have access to with the Tiny.
The Tusk.
Yeah, the Tusk.
Got your T's mixed up there. I got you, though.
Thanks, Panda.
And, of course, these creeps don't have that kind of support because they're going to be dying very soon, of course. Just stone blocks, really, with arms.
Yep. Usach's board is basically only being beaten by Cmel's board. Even if he levels up here, he will probably lose to Cmel's board. As we see Joseph as well taking pretty aggressive levels.
So a very full board. Of course, he is overflowing, waiting for this round 10 to resolve. The shop has been bought out. Clearance sale for him. A free reroll as well. And he's going to see what he can get here from the store.
He's on a pretty committed warrior path here.
Talk about the APMs there, shuffling the Shadow Fiend. He's keeping his hands warm for that round 30, maybe a roll down.
Yep. Sells up to 20, which is pretty much what you got to do. But when you're on an opener like this with 6 Tusks, 2 level 2 Tusks, level 2 Pudge, and an Enchantress 2, you're thinking, okay, let's figure out how to make this work. We're definitely going to go at least 3 Warrior and maybe 4 Savage in the early game.
Well, talking about Savage and Warrior, we see a Lycan and a Pudge and a Juggernaut in the shop. Of course, Juggernaut without Brawny, maybe not a unit you want to play too often. A bit on the low side in terms of power levels right now. And there's Bloodseeker in the spotlight this game at least. 2 players running him 2 stars, and he's doing work here, slashing through the Tusk. Kaboom! You're dead too. Pudge goes down as well. Last Tusk.
Is being healed. This Tusk might actually have this. Napalm stacks on it are only 2.
Walrus Punch.
Walrus Punch comes up, which is big, but the Napalm will overtake it. Not quite enough. That's a big win for the Batrider against this.
Snofe goes down to MeNoHaxor. Snofe, of course, playing the very elusive build. I think he's the only player running it, actually, so might find success once he stabilizes. Only at 4 elusive, though, so we talked about it. The big power spike is at 6 elusive, currently level 5. Probably in the transition phase, something like a Tiny is in the board right now. But if we look at his bench, we see the 2 more elusives he's missing. So once he hits maybe level 6, they go in. Big power spike. Terrorblade comes in level 7, for example. And all of a sudden, you start looking quite strong.
Yep, and we should see the level 6 next round. Round 13, level 6 has just become the new standard unless you're looking to protect the streak. Hits for HE's board, who's actually been improving quite a bit on 5 2-stars.
The combo, toss into meat hook. Fantastic coordination there from Pudge and the Tiny, not the Tusk. So I almost got mixed up there. And he does, find the win there.
All right. So as mentioned, 4HE's board has hit some very, very solid improvements. He's just like finding whichever 2-stars he can and jamming them in together. Not heavy on alliances. He's only completed Heartless and, yeah, basically only Heartless. But 2-stars are just get the kings of the early game.
And kind of the opposite from Snofe. Snofe has his game plan clear. He's maybe not so strong right now, but will transition into a strong lineup later on. Whereas this player is more all over the place. Very strong now with a lot of random 2-stars, but when he transitions, might have a hard time finding his final comp.
Yep. Goes into the 6th level. That'll allow him to jam in this Slardar. And this is what I like to see. It'll just kind of make its way over here, over the side of this Pudge, who's going to be main tanking along with the Tiny Brethren. And suddenly, this is a very strong board. MeNoHaxor hitting nothing but 2-stars either.
And completes Warrior, so fantastic
This
addition
is
there.
an insanely powerful lobby unless you're Snofe or Chow Knives. This could be the game to knock Snofe down. Everybody but him and Chow Knives
It's going to be a
is
close
rolling
one.
huge.
The tiny toss could be huge. All of a sudden, Drow, oh, again, tiny toss and the meat hook coordination, but it might just not be enough. Juggernaut, we were dissing him before, but here he is slashing and crashing. Gets the win there.
Yep. And we see MeNoHaxor's board even able to beat 4HE's. 4HE, we were talking about how this board was good and how it just hit a solid upgrade. This is one of the better boards you could reasonably hope for. It's still not good enough. Everyone's looking great.
Well, we still see the contract there. Of course, it does add 250 health, so you don't have to look at it as only a kind of alliance item with Bloodbound, but also just a VIP booster, for example.
Yep. We're seeing the brawny path established here. At this point, you know, we've mentioned there's a couple different brawny routes. It looks like he's going for the 3 Hunter, 3 Warrior route, which means as soon as you find that Disruptor, you're jamming it in. Maybe a second Warlock, completing the build.
It depends what you find in the shop. He has a 2-star Wind Ranger, has a 2-star Drought Ranger, so you say, all right, let's go Hunters instead of Warriors. Shadow Fiend does go off this time. 2-star, we talked about it, less squishy. He can get his ult off, but it might just not be enough here. Not enough DPS. Of course, Shadow Fiend was nerfed a bit in the last patch, so not as relevant as it was before.
And we can say Chow to Chow Knives' board. I want to check out this and see where it's coming along. So you've got 5 2-stars, and you're still at 42 health, pretty far behind. He did just recently upgrade 2 of these, though. So
will it be enough? I mean, 42 HP, round 14, that's a Joseph move right there if I've ever seen it, and it's dangerous. You have to come back, you have to stabilize. It gets really risky with these boards all being so powerful from your opponents.
Yep. On the other hand, Panda, he is on the Ogre Magi path, so he's about to 3-star this unit. Good comeback potential there, don't you think?
I said at the start of the game, Ogre Magi 2-star, going to end up in 8th. Maybe I wasn't wrong. Maybe it will come true.
Yeah,
Cast or curse.
I don't even disagree. It's not looking good for him here. I'm interested to see how Snofe is going to figure out how to stabilize here. We're going to see something attack this Razor and then just get immediately teleported to Narnia there. There it is.
Well, I think the dogs are quicker than Slark walking, so that's a silver lining for the Wolves. Of course, Wolves not going to win this round. Shadow Fiend does go off, protected in the back row, which is the front row, but in this case, the back row.
Yep.
Ogre Magi clapping, so definitely the hype man. Maybe that's why he was included in this lineup here.
I have to say, Panda, I think Forstaff is going to make some waves tonight.
Just tonight.
It's got 3 games left. I expect to see some waves.
Can't say I agree, but we'll find out.
1 wave.
Only 1. BBG also streaking. Had a very strong game in Game 2. Then had a crashing game in Game 3 where he lost in, I think it was 8th place. So very inconsistent performance from him. Of course, first place looks almost impossible, but he can climb the ranks a tiny bit. Find a bit more prize money in his pocket at the end of this tournament if he shows up here.
See, Snofe is on, as you mentioned before, a 6 elusive Demon Hunter. This is kind of your power spike here.
We talked about it, 54 HP, so he dropped a bit in the early game, not as healthy as some of these players at 80 HP, for example, but his mid game is looking very strong. He's going to win this round. I have full faith in Terrorblade.
Online.
And for the next 10 rounds, he should be golden.
Okay, he didn't win this round.
Talking about analysis.
Panda, it looks like this purple boy.
Wait, it's not. All right, so purple boy is not strong enough.
What are your thoughts?
Summoning Stone, not quite there yet to help him out. That's the big difference, I think.
But we do see Chow Knives' words prevail. Looking for a Lina and an Ogre 3. A very interesting build.
Well, let's be honest, this is a strong board. I mean, everyone's 2 stars. He has some great items as well. So next round, Snofe is not gonna lose. Trust me.
Yeah, this lobby is just full to the brim of 2 stars.
And we're looking at any knights in this lobby, actually. I think we're only 1. So Cmel finds the opening, says, all right, let's do it. Dragon Knight 2, round 17 is very special.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes you think, okay, well, somebody wants me to go Knights.
And
I've got to do it.
We talked about Fall from Grace. We talked about the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker has expired. But the Dragon Knight 2-star, a great replacement. Well, some Bloodseekers have expired. Others are still in action. Yep. Let's see for how long. And yeah, not very long at all. So that's the reason why. Round 17, Bloodseeker, he's out.
Yeah. The pace of the game is just like too fast at that point for a unit like Bloodseeker. He's just going to get blown up. There's too chaotic. Too much can happen.
4HE was defeated by Snofe. Did I read that right? So Snofe stabilizes. Bit of a weird round the last one, but does take that 14 damage win over 4HE. So again, definitely stable right now.
Uzach just took a very aggressive level 8 on round 17. You don't see that very often, especially these days, but he does have units to be able to put in because of it. He wanted to be able to fit in the second Venomancer while still having 4 Savages, and this will help him win rounds.
Necrophos as well completes Heartless with a Lycan. He does also have Fall from Grace, so a big topic for most of these players. Trying, a bit more different comps thanks to that Global Alliance.
BBG hits the Puck 3-star on round 18. 4 staff on the Tiny. That's not making waves yet.
Plasma Field goes off. Shadow Fiend doesn't do enough, it seems like. And BBG going to take a win here against Chow Knives. So still looking good, 74 HP, still looking healthy. Might go for another top placement this game. And 11 in damage, not what we want to see from Chow Knives, 31 HP already. So he stabilized a bit with his 2 stars, with his kind of mage comp, but still getting too low too quick.
Yeah, BBG is looking pretty great this game with this board. We can go ahead and check this out. And the Puck 3-star.
Very early.
Yeah, we're not going more than 2 Primordials in this case, but it's kind of a similar board. We've got like the Dragons, the 2 Primordial, the 3 Mages. It's like the 2 Primordial version of the 4 Primordial build that Snofe was running earlier.
And MeNoHaxor is on Brawny, so Snofe got off of it. And MeNoHaxor jumped right in and took his place. 3 Brawnies at the moment for him. And in first place, 83 HP, so a very healthy board.
And this is Chow Knives versus Snofe.
Snofe's going to win this. He has to. Or maybe not.
Huge Laguna Blade by the Lina 3-star coming out. Needs to survive 2 more seconds for the second Laguna Blade, but it gets crit by Phantom Assassin. It does look like Chow Knives' board is just strong enough here and let this PA completely goes off. Luna's glaives are bouncing, but it's not enough. Ogre has got this.
Ogre, Magi, and 2 Eidolons defeat you. Is that worse than just Eidolons? I think it is. I think it's even, it goes down even.
It has to be there.
So yeah. Snofe, another loss to the same player. I think overall just elusives aren't going to do great against mages due to the AoE magic damage, for example, but it's hard to say. Snofe also going down to 32 HP. Normally you want to you stabilize already at level 7, but in his case, hitting Chow Knives 2 times is a huge detriment.
Yep. It's pretty irregular. Feels very far behind. And that was with being able to power down this Lina as well.
And Shadow Fiend definitely finding his place. Snofe 55 points in the lead. Cmel 46, 4he 41, and Uzach 39. So very close top 4. Of course, Snofe is a bit further ahead. This is game 9 in this group. We have 1 more game after this, so still a lot of different permutations can happen with the placements. No one's out yet in this game 9, but it's looking exciting, at least for some of these players. Yep. Others, not so much.
Snofe's doing well enough that he shouldn't be particularly worried, but at the same time, he is losing to neutral creep waves.
Ooh, you missed one there, Swim, I think. You're going to have to work on that tonight.
I got Snofes, though, so we're good.
Chili there as well, so a level 20 player in the lobby. Not surprised, these players have been playing a lot, grinding on the ladder to improve, become better, find new builds, defeat the competition.
Pretty interested to see how this build from Snofe will do. This is kind of like a elusive build that we've been talking about quite a bit. It's pretty strong and it hits power spikes normally, but this lobby is pretty ridiculous, and he has just a couple too many 1-stars to keep up here.
Missing that Treant upgrade as well to get that level 3 Druid from the Druid Alliance bonus. Unfortunate, and he does have the pieces though. He has both the Wind Ranger and Mirana waiting on the bench, and 7 other elusives on the board.
Luna with the Sacred Relic is going to be coming through. Hits BBG's board with a 3-star puck. This is the Assassin Mage Primordial Hybrid. 3-star buck is too much. Everything just melts, and that's just magic damage against evasion.
And he just hit all the wrong opponents, taking huge losses, 15 damage, and this is a comp that normally you have no problem in the mid game. It allows you to just level up without having to reroll because you're stable. You can just waste that gold to level and just go to the level 10 as quickly as possible. But in this case, for Snofe, that might not be the case.
Yeah.
He's in a dangerous position. He can't just play greedy and just level up to 10.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, there's just a bit too much magic damage here for him. I mean, these two boards have almost auto wins again. Even Chow Knives, who is a weak boarded by other metrics, hits the Octarine Essence actually recently on the Lina 3-star, which is very scary. That's a 3-second cooldown on Laguna Blade, Panda.
And double Shadow Fiend as well, so that is going to be a lot of Requiem of Souls going off all at once, screams everywhere. Going to get traumatic for some of these players.
Joseph hitting big upgrades, but he's also on a lose streak, so we're going to see Usach against Chow Knives here.
Usach, of course, with the Savage build, has the full Savage build complete, it looks like, with Ooh, that was a huge plasma field from Razor. Requiem of Souls goes off. Level 3 Luna just slapping everyone.
Units left and right. Chow Knives build holds. We have to watch Snofes against MeNoHaxor. And Snofes build falls as well.
Not enough. 17 HP, going to get chunked down even more here at round 22. And he's leveling straight to 9. He says, I need a power spike right now. Yeah. I can't hold on any longer. Terrorblade goes off.
That's the call.
Full elusive is completed. Evasion all over the place, and now he has to slowly try and get to level 10. He doesn't have the gold yet.
Queen of Pain too. I mean, this could be a disaster for him. There's two boards he cannot at all afford to hit here. Chow Knives and BBG have too much magic damage. I think if he hits one of them, he might just get out of this game at 8th place.
And we're looking at Cmel, 2nd place, 63 HP, very healthy, currently 2nd. Snow, 1st place, 7th. Could go out in this next round.
Bunch of 3-stars being completed. He hits Chow Knives. That could be it for our boy. The Lina 3-star with the Void Stone, or rather, Brooch of the Aggressor. It's going to be able to cast.
Elusive enough.
Laguna Blade 1. These evasions aren't doing enough. PA cannot carry this. She hits a big crit. CM down as well. She's critting. The Morphling last one up. He's going to have waveform. Big waveform. He comes in, and that's it. That's absolutely massive.
But still, he's healthy enough.
Snofe has enough health here. He's at 2 HP. That's why they call him 2 Nofe.
The elusive power spike, enough to win, or to almost win against one of the most powerful boards against his comp specifically.
Yep.
So I think he's not super worried. He can almost level up to 10. You're going to have to wait a few more rounds. Of course, there's a creep round after this one. So if he survives this round, I think if he sells, maybe those 2 gyrocopters, I don't know what they're doing there. Please get out of here. He can maybe get to level 10. Has to win this round.
Yep. That's basically it.
Comes down to this, round 24. He gets the extra gold and interest from round 25. And then he can level up and hit the level 10 power spike, which is also massive.
To not he hits BBG. He hits the other mage player. That's a disaster for him. He needs to be able to beat all this magic damage, but he has nothing but evasion. The Queen of Pain 3 got recently upgraded, and it's just chunking his entire backline here. Another Illusory Orb going to come in.
The Wind Ranger comes in clutch. Good kill there. Anti-mage still on Tiny.
This evasion is good enough. It looks like. And that's
level 3 puck, still just bouncing around.
Snofe holds.
All right.
And as you mentioned, that was really, really important. He's got the creep round, the free round to Econ, and at 26, he can spend it all down to the level 10, put in a level 2 Terrorblade.
And Snofe already saves himself from that 8th place position. He who was near the top, gets 8th. This completely ruins his chance, I think, at a 1st place position in this tournament. He can still finish, top 3, top 4, a lot of prize money still to be won there. Usach gets that 3-star upgrade as well.
Yep, he's spending a lot of gold. He gets 2 3-star upgrades very recently. 3-star Venom, not as much the beast he used to be.
And we see the bottom players, very little gold. Of course, Snofe has a lot of gold at 2 HP, but that is going to be straight into level 10, so nothing to be too crazy about.
Yep.
Usach and Chow Knives both at 1 gold, and then we'll be at the top end. A lot of gold still in the hands of BBG, Cmel, and MeNoHaxor. Could be spent now after this creep round.
Cmel hits the Witch Doctor 3.
Good upgrade.
I still got to say, I really like Cmel's position this game as the sole Knight player in this lobby. It's still very powerful. Not quite its former self, but does get there. And now it's Chow Knives' turn to try to stay alive. Snofe is doing the level 10. He jams the Terrorblade in.
He got the gold. And now he hits, of course, 9 elusives, 75% evasion. Your 10th unit, due to the new upgrade, kind of throwing in the global status buff into elusive, gives all allies 75% evasion, which means you can throw in a hard carry unit like Terrorblade, like Slark. In some cases, maybe like a Dragonite, for example. That's kind of the tier 3 choice, though. And it just goes off.
This Gloves of Haste will increase the DPS by 25%.
Would maybe prefer Helmly Undying, for example.
Well, ideally.
But beggars can't be choosers, and he's currently a beggar at 2 HP, begging for his life. hoping to survive, get a bit of a better placement, and maybe securing top one.
Looking for maybe a TA upgrade. One more roll to find the TA. Does not find it. So this is going to be it. His final board. He can still get eliminated at any time. As big as this power spike is, I don't know if he beats every board out there.
And Trian also still at level 1, so not great for those druids to go to level 3.
It's Usach.
It's Usach.
Medusa
Medusa there as well.
Level 3 lone druid with the blade mail. Very scary. Terrorblade needs to not be attacking into that.
I think this power spike will be enough at level 10, though it has to be. I mean, he's so strong with Terrorblade.
Yep. The evasion does come through, and we stabilize. We got to check out Chow Knives versus Joseph, because we see Snofe is obviously good here. Chow Knives is going out to this. Joseph overpowering him. We will see Chow Knives getting eliminated in 7th place.
Usach takes 14 damage from Snofe. Again, the elusive comp is a comp that you beat it, you're good, you're gonna survive. But if you lose to it, you normally lose by a lot. And 14 damage is nothing to scoff at this point in the game. Usach down to 10 HP, and Snofe, he hit the power spike at just the right moment, survives at 2 HP. And I think he can make a huge comeback here, as long as he doesn't hit the mage players.
I gotta say, this Blade Mail could be pretty disastrous if it goes onto Terrorblade. Blade Mail typically regarded as one of the weaker items in the game. In this meta, paradoxically, it's actually not that bad. Jam this into a Terrorblade or into a Slark, that unit will be killing themselves.
And Chow Knife, one of the mage players, did go down, so one less chance for Snofe to hit that board. He hits Cmel.
Cmel with the Knights. Elusives, a known counter to Knights.
Number 1 against number 2. A big win here for Cmel. Could secure a chance for top 1 next game and to win this tournament. We'll see what happens here.
It's going to be really, really hard for Cmel to win against this board with this evasion, and we see why this strategy is so powerful here. There's the gigantic power spike from this 10-unit board.
We talked about it, round 24 was the round for Snofe. It was a pivotal moment in this game for him. He survived, he hit the creep round for the extra interest in gold, hits level 10, and now he becomes exponentially more powerful with a 10-unit comp, 9 elusive, and the hard carry Terrorblade.
And Usach is just being pelted every single turn, has not burned through his Aegis yet, but he's lost the last 4 fights.
MeNoHaxor still very healthy. Of course, he was going brownies. Let's look at the kill totals for some of these units. 43 for Beastmaster, not too crazy. Doom is not currently a brawny, but 3 kills, also respectable. He does have the Bloodbound contract. Maybe if he's a brawny in the future, that might get scary.
All right. Snofe's board against MeNoHaxor. I think he beats pretty much every board here.
The current leader, though, 50 HP. This is the real test here for Snofe. If he wins this, he can feel very good about another top 2 placement.
He is going off. A lot of attackers on this Naked Pudge.
Terrorblade still very healthy. Of course, no Hall of the Undying, so when he dies, it dies. He's going low. Still very much alive.
If this Terrorblade somehow goes down, there could be an upset here, but it does not happen.
And Snofe goes from the bottom board to one of the strongest boards just due to that level 10.
Usach needs to repel against this Dragon Knight. This Dragon Knight 2-star could actually possibly happen here. It does not. And Usach's Aegis is preserved as well. Usach is guaranteed good through round 30.
And of course, looking at the board differentials here, we see the bottom players have spent their gold, have improved their boards, have spent all that resources, and the top players haven't yet, so that might be why they are currently losing. Once MeNoHaxor, once Cmel spends their gold, once BBG even spends their gold down to 0, they might get a few more power-ups, a few more improvements on their board, and that might, again, get them back to winning. That's kind of how Underlords works, really.
Yep. BBG looking for 2 more Vipers for that big Viper 3. We've seen being pretty impressive in this tournament.
Gyrocopter, also an option. 1 on the board, 1 on the bench, 1 more to upgrade a huge unit at level 2. Legendary unit, of course, very powerful.
Yep. See Snofe hit BBG. BBG's perspective to spectate, and I think Snofe is still strong on this board.
She's the mage player, though.
Mages do have the ability to go through evasion with their magic damage spells. It's a lot of damage, but this Terrorblade looks like he's holding.
Queen of Pain with Hall of the Undying. Looks like it's just enough.
That was very, very close. BBG had a chance to knock Snofe out of the game right there.
And of course, Terrorblade is the big DPS unit. You have something like a Wind Ranger also as support DPS, but if Terrorblade is alive, you can feel pretty good. Once he dies, all of a sudden your DPS goes straight down. And really, I mean, all these elusive units are really just a distraction for Terrorblade to front slap and back slap every single unit on the opponent's board.
Yep. And we see Usach burning his Aegis there to stay alive through round 30. I think he might be the first to drop out, though. It does not look like he's got good odds going into 31.
We see Medusa still level 1, but again, we saw the Gyro almost level 2, Medusa as well. So these upgrades at, these are tier 5 units, the legendary units. Once you get an upgrade, they become so powerful, and it's going to be a key part of these strategies.
Yep. We've got the Eye of Scotty and the Medusa as well. Very, very powerful with their split shots, spreading that 45% attack speed slow to everything.
The snowball effect, visually very appealing.
Yep. In this case, if Medusa walked up a step, if it was positioned forward, it would be slowing all of the dinosaurs there. But he does not need it to be able to take these down with these Savage units.
Very clean win there. Chaos Knight 3 for Cmel, though, and you can tell he was the only Knights player. He has all these options coming to him. Very easy upgrades. Witch Doctor and Chaos Knight. Witch Doctor not the usual upgrade, but again, not a very contested unit if you're not running Knights.
Good. So Usach needs to be able to hit something like a Medusa. In this case, he's not really going down for the Medusa or Tidehunter upgrade. It's an uncomfortable sell, to be sure. If you don't hit it on the first few rolls, he's got a couple chances here at 6 gold. 2 rolls. Takes the Slardar. He'd have to sell something on his bench to hit this upgrade. That's a tough call. You're at 3 health and you've been losing boards. You're going to have to do something uncomfortable.
He sells the Slardars.
Ooh. A risky play. He knows he's really, really looking for a Dusa. He's got something like 1 more roll if he wants to take a chance at it.
Not
He's just going to chill at 2, reposition, and hope he can win these boards. He's against snofe, both players at 3 health or less, but snofe has the stronger board.
And one of these players will be going down this turn.
Big blink. Venomancer needs to go down. Spirit Bear in back. Keep in mind, Lone Druid has the Blade Mail as well, which is basically the only thing that can reliably kill Terrorblade.
The Ghost Ship does not hit the right target, and Terrorblade is still going off. The bear goes down.
Usach gets eliminated here. So BBG versus Cmel, and we cannot spectate this board. But BBG loses, down to 8 health.
Usach gets knocked down. Joseph gets knocked down. 19 damage, down to 18, so huge hit for him as well.
The Viper, 1 Viper to hit this upgrade on BBG's board.
Gyro's still level 1, so he hasn't hit that either. We talked about it. It would be a huge upgrade for him, but you just cannot find it, of course. Much harder to find the tier 5 units. Only 10 of them in the game.
And BBG now probably the player to get eliminated next. He has to defend. He hits MeNoHaxor's Phantom board. Could be going down to a Phantom here. He has the refresher on the Gyro level 1. Gwynplaine blinks in for a really, really big scream. Huge damage there, but he needs to be able to power this board down with his AoE.
And the Brawnies looks like it's too much. The health pools might just be too much here. We'll find out very soon, but yeah, Viper goes down, Puck goes down. Cannot get away from that.
BBG getting eliminated in 5th. Snofe needs to be able to repel Haxor's board. Snofe gets eliminated as well. MeNoHaxor cleaning up with these Brawnies.
Joseph also knocked out a huge amount of damage, so all of a sudden 3 players down. Snofe still secures a respectable 4th place. Going to add a lot of points to his total for the last game we're going to see next, the game 10. But who's still in this swim? It's Cmel. Can he complete the comeback? Going to get first place possibly. Can get 10 points. If not, he'll get 7.
If there's anyone who can come back from this tournament and take first place, it is Cmel. Would be legendary if Snofe finishes the tournament in 2nd place.
Don't jinx it now.
If it happens, the two Nof legend.
We're looking at MeNoHaxor facing the uncontested Knights from Cmel. Only player going Knights, finds a lot of level 3 upgrades. Is it going to be enough, though?
It's really, really close. Brawnies versus Knights. I think Knights will be holding here.
Too resistant.
Witch Doctor has a big cask. That cask range is infinite. And we will see Knights just completely dominate this Brawny board, which just knocked 2 players out.
And that's going to be a huge hit here.
However, MeNoHaxor has the improvable board out of these 2. Unless the Luna 3 is found, MeNoHaxor has a couple of options to improve this board.
16 damage on MeNoHaxor. He is now at 1-hit range, looking at the last round we just saw. And Cmel also has the Aegis to protect, so very much in the lead. Has the Luna, he can hit it. Well, he's a 1 gold now, so not really, unless he sells Omni Knight.
I think with Aegis, he's just like ready and waiting, and we're right next to the 35 creep round. He's just going to say, I'm not going to sell one of my major upgrade positions. We're just going to chill and relax and see if Haxor just loses to himself. This is it. A reposition here. Mask of Mana Sniper is going to be most of the DPS on MeNoHaxor's side as he hits Cmel again. At 12 health, he needs to be able to at least survive 12 points of damage.
Got the early wild axes. The Front lane just melting, just slowly melting off. Pudge level 3 still surviving. The meat hook on the Dragonite might be enough. Blade Fury not doing enough from Juggernaut. And it looks like it's just not going to be enough.
Just dying on MeNoHaxor side. The Pudge lasts a couple of seconds, but not nearly enough. And Cmel's board just runs over him, and that's it.
No
Cmel
Aegis for
knocks out
MeNoHaxor.
MeNoHaxor and secures first place again.
We talked about it. He has to get the comeback. He started off the day 6th place. I told the desk, watch out for Cmel. He's coming. And he's currently sitting at 2nd. He's very close to Snofe. Snofe
Really
added,
close.
I think it was 5 points to his total.
Yes.
And Cmel added 10, so closed the gap by 5 more points. Of course, other players are also in the running for 3rd, for 4th, different prize pools to be seen there. But analyst panel, please break down this Game 9 for us.